Strobe Studios presents Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger in The Watson Files. Coming to you from the illustrious Strobe Studios in the heart of America, this is Craig Dahlen. Check out StrobeStudios.com to listen to all of our exciting radio dramas, including The Horror of Poe and The Arc of Time. And if you missed the exciting first season of The Watson Files, all 21 commercial-free episodes are available for purchase on CD and electronically at StrobeStudios.com, and are also now being sold at CR Gamers in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. At CR Gamers, our goal is to bring gamers of all types together to build a safe, social, and fun environment. Whether it's after school or an all-night LAN party, customer satisfaction and a safe, friendly location is our number one goal. Stop in and see us today at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Now, let's join the doctor and see what story he has for us today.
Come in.
Good evening, Doctor.
Ah, Mr. Dahlen. I thought that might be you. How have you been?
Oh, very well, actually. I'm feeling much better than the last time we were together.
Indeed, as am I. It took some time before I was back to 100%, though.
Yes, the poison did seem to have affected you a bit more than myself.
Yes, but everything is better now. A short break did me some good.
And me as well. But I am anxious to get back into one of your stories. I trust you have one prepared for us today.
I do indeed. While we were apart, I have not been just lounging around. As you know, Holmes can get a bit restless when he's not working.
Yes, you've mentioned that a few times.
Well, he got us involved in a case that was quite unusual, and I soon found myself in mortal danger yet again.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't with you this time.
Indeed.
So, what type of case was this?
It involved the death of a baronet over in England.
In England?
Yes. The family doctor was concerned about the safety of the baronet's nephew and came to ask for our assistance. Dr. Mortimer and I had met a few years back on a medical mission in Zimbabwe. During our time there, I of course told him about the many adventures Holmes and I have had.
I see. So that's why he came to you for help.
Indeed.
And what was it about the baronet's death that endangered his nephew's life? I assume he was murdered.
Well, the official cause of death was a heart attack, but considering the circumstances leading up to it, and taking into account the family's curse, it seemed...
A curse?
Ah, yes. Perhaps I'd better start at the beginning.
Perhaps you should.
Well, it was a rather chilly day back in December, and I was lounging around the apartment, still recovering from our encounter with Professor Marty. As I mentioned, Holmes was getting restless and had stopped by to show me his latest invention. I was only slightly interested, but did my best to give him some quality feedback nonetheless.
See, Watson, now you've been handling that piece of paper, and it no doubt has your fingerprints on it.
Yes, Holmes, I suppose so.
But we can't see any fingerprints, correct?
Well, no, but...
Now, when I apply this chemical here, and then see it's already starting to change color.
Yes. So?
Just wait. If we hold it under this light like so, see? Your fingerprint.
Yes, that's wonderful, Holmes, but don't they already have ways
Yes,
of doing...
yes, but those chemicals are irritants and are generally not safe for use by most of the bumbling idiots they call forensic scientists.
I see.
Now, here's the really interesting part, Watson. Do you know what chemical I used?
The tears of a forensic scientist?
No, don't be ridiculous, Watson. Tears are just salt water.
Oh, yes, of course.
It was henna.
Henna?
Yes, as in henna tattoos.
Ah, yes, the ones that aren't permanent.
Exactly. Well, the chemical that stains the skin also stains the fingerprints.
Fascinating.
I actually discovered it quite by accident. You see, several weeks ago when I took that trip down to Miami, while you were moping around here complaining of poison, I met a lovely young woman who convinced me to...
Oh, thank God.
Jack, you're home. Good.
James Mortimer, what are you doing stateside?
Well, I've come to ask for your help, actually.
Of course, come in.
Good afternoon.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Well, actually, I was just...
Oh, no, not at all. Have a seat.
Thank you.
This is my associate, Spencer Holmes.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I have heard many stories about you.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
And this is Dr. James Mortimer. James and I worked together over in Zimbabwe a few years ago.
You went to Zimbabwe?
Yes, you remember. I was gone for 3 months.
Ah, yes, I guess I do remember you being absent for a period of time. Those were some very productive months, as I recall. But I didn't realize you were in Zimbabwe.
Well, where did you think I was?
I just thought you were avoiding me.
Who says I wasn't? So, James, why don't you tell us what the trouble is?
Well, it's quite unusual, actually. You see, a patient of mine died recently and...
You believe it to be murder?
Well, I'm not sure, really. You see, the official cause of death is a heart attack, but...
Yes?
The family has long been afflicted by a curse and...
A curse?
Yes, well, as legend has it, several hundred years ago, Hugo Baskerville became infatuated with a young woman, kidnapped her, and imprisoned her in his bedchamber. One night, during some drunken revelry with his friends, the woman escaped. In his rage, he took off after her, along with his friends and his hunting dogs. Some time later, they found him and the girl, dead out in the moor. A large spectral hound stood over Sir Hugo's body. As his friends watched, the hound ripped out Hugo's throat and disappeared into the night.
That is quite the story.
And how does this relate to your patient's heart attack?
Well, my patient is Sir Charles Baskerville, the descendant of Hugo.
I see, and so you think the family curse may have caused his heart attack?
Well, I never really paid much mind to the curse, of course. It all seemed like a bunch of silly superstition.
Until?
Well, Sir Charles had recently become more concerned about the curse as he'd gotten on in years, and then when he died, it was the strangest thing.
Yes?
Well, we found his body out in the moor. It was clear that he'd had a heart attack, but from his footprints and the ghastly expression on his face, we could tell that he had been running from something, and we also found the footprints of a gigantic hound near the body.
And so you think this gigantic hound may have been the same one that killed Sir Hugo?
I don't rightly know what to think, but I do know that I am concerned for Sir Charles's nephew, Henry, who is coming to inherit the estate.
I see. So what? You want us to be bodyguards or something?
I would like for you to look into Sir Charles's death and ensure that there is no further danger to Sir Henry.
I see. Well, it sounds like fun. We could use a bit of a vacation.
Yes, we shall leave in the morning.
Great. We should be able to catch Sir Henry in London before he heads out to Devonshire.
And perhaps save his life as well.
We have now reached our cruising altitude and I have turned off the seatbelt light. Feel free to move about the cabin.
So, Dr. Mortimer.
Call me James.
All right, James, you mentioned before that you believe Sir Charles was running from something when he died.
Yes, well, his body was found in an alley bordering the moor, and the footprints in the snow leading to the body were oddly shaped as if he were walking only on his toes.
I see. So fear was the murder weapon then?
And you believe it was murder?
Well, I doubt the man was simply out for a jog.
Maybe he was taking a walk and began to feel the effects of the heart attack, so he attempted to run for help.
Yes, but he was running away from the house.
And he was not out for a stroll.
How do you know?
Well, James mentioned that Charles had become increasingly nervous about the curse as of late. He would certainly not have taken a walk along the edge of the moor late at night.
You are correct, Mr. Holmes. He was not simply taking a stroll. I was able to deduce that he had been waiting for someone.
Deduce, you say?
Yes. You see, there was a good deal of cigar ash found near the gate at the end of the alley. He must have been standing there for quite some time.
Ah, I see. Very good work, Doctor.
So, he was waiting for someone, then he became frightened and ran to his death.
And you mentioned footprints from a hound.
Yes, near the body.
What does Sir Henry think of all of this?
He is not concerned about the potential curse and plans to come to the estate and continue his uncle's philanthropic work.
Philanthropic work?
Yes, Sir Charles had plans to use much of his vast fortune to invest in the isolated districts surrounding the Hall.
So there's a good deal of money at stake then?
You have no idea.
Well, perhaps someone killed him for the money then. Maybe another heir?
Yes, that would be a logical conclusion, but rather unlikely. Sir Charles died as a bachelor, and had only 2 brothers, one being the late father of Henry.
And the other?
Roger, the black sheep of the family. Also deceased after fleeing to South America many years ago to avoid creditors. The next in line after Henry is a distant relative named James Desmond, but he is an elderly clergyman with little interest in money.
Well, I'm quite anxious to meet this Henry.
When does he arrive in London?
His flight arrived late last night, but I've sent word for him to wait for us there before continuing on to the estate.
Ah, good. So then we will waste no time in getting into the heart of this mystery.
Indeed.
Dr. Mortimer, it's good to see you.
Yes, thank you for coming, Henry. I'd like you to meet Spencer Holmes and Dr. Jack Watson.
Hello.
They have agreed to look into your uncle's death.
Is there more to it than just a heart attack?
That is what we intend to find out.
Yes, sir. Mr. Holmes, I wanted to show you something.
Yes?
Well, it's probably nothing, but I received a note in my hotel room this morning.
As you value your life or your reason, keep away from the moor.
Who did this come from, Henry?
I don't know. It was slipped under my door this morning in a plain white envelope.
Well, the letters were obviously cut out of a newspaper. The Times, I would say, judging by the typeface. The author, most likely well-educated, used a pair of nail scissors.
You can't know that for sure.
Well, nothing is ever set in stone, but I simply weigh the probabilities and decide on the likeliest solution.
I see.
Now, the real question is whether the letter came from a friend or a foe.
Yes. Is it a warning to protect you or to scare you off?
Precisely.
Well, either way, I intend to continue my uncle's work. I will be visiting the estate this afternoon.
Sir Henry, I really think...
I've made up my mind, James.
Henry, has anything else unusual happened since you arrived in London? Besides the letter, that is.
Well, actually, yes. I put out a new pair of boots to be shined, and only one made it back.
So they lost the other one?
Or someone stole it.
Why would someone steal just one boot?
That's why I thought it was so odd.
There seems to be an abundance of odd happenings in your family lately, but I'm confident that we'll be able to explain most of them before we're done here.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. I appreciate everything you're doing for us. Perhaps you two would like to join me for lunch in a few hours before I head to the estate?
Certainly.
All right, then. Well, I'll leave you to your work.
Thank you again.
Grab your revolver and your coat, Watson.
Where are we going, Holmes?
We're going to follow that Baskerville.
Do you think he's involved in his uncle's death?
No, Watson, it's not Sir Henry's activities that are of interest to me. I'm more interested in who else is following him.
Ah, so you believe the killer may be following him as well?
Most definitely. He only just arrived yesterday. Whoever left the letter knew where he was staying. How else would they have known that if they weren't following him?
Yes, I see your point. Well, I don't see anyone following him. Besides us, that is.
Just be patient, Watson.
Well, that's odd.
The cab?
Yes, so you noticed it too. What am I saying? Of course you noticed it.
Yes, if the cab stopped, why is the man not getting out?
Exactly.
I'm going to see if I can get a better look at him.
I think he spotted you.
Yes, clearly.
Did you get a good look at him?
Not really, no, but I did see that he had a thick, bushy beard.
Well, that should help narrow down the suspect list at least.
Yes, and perhaps we can learn more from the driver.
You got the cab number?
Indeed. Let's see what else we can find out before lunch with Sir Henry.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Yes, we are consultants with the police working on a murder case. I was wondering if you could tell me who the driver of cab 2704 is.
I can do you one better. He just got back. Oi, John! Some detectives are looking for you.
Thank you for your help, ma'am.
Yeah?
You drove a bearded man around this morning. What can you tell me about him?
Nothing, other than he said he was the detective Spencer Holmes, son of the guy Sherlock that they wrote all those books about.
Oh, really? Well, that is interesting.
He had me follow some guy. Said he was a suspect in a case he was working on.
Did he mention what this case was about, or who the man was you were following?
Nope, and I didn't ask. I just drove.
All right, well, thank you.
No problem.
Well, that was a dead end.
Yes, unfortunately.
We'd better get back to the hotel for our lunch with Henry.
Indeed.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad you're here.
Has something happened?
Another of my boots is missing.
The other half of the pair?
No, an old one this time. I was just on my way to let the manager know how I feel about this place.
You may want to hold off on that one. I believe the missing footwear has nothing to do with the hotel.
What are you saying?
It more likely has to do with the bearded man who was following you this morning.
Following me?
Indeed. We were unfortunately unable to get a good look at him aside from his beard. Dr. Mortimer, is there anyone you can think of up at Devonshire with a full black beard?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, the butler, Mr. Barrymore, fits that description.
Perhaps you could contact the estate and find out if Mr. Barrymore is present.
Yes, of course. I will go call right away.
Now, should we eat?
Indeed.
Three of you this afternoon?
Actually, it will be 4. He's just making a phone call and will be joining us shortly.
All right. It'll be just a few minutes if you don't mind waiting.
No, of course not.
Mr. Taylor, the gardener, informs me that Barrymore has not left the estate today.
So we're back at square one, it seems.
Perhaps we'll have better luck once we arrive in Devonshire.
Yes, I hope you do.
You're not coming?
No, I believe I'll stay here in London and look into this mysterious bearded fellow some more. Watson will accompany you with his revolver. He's perfectly capable of a protection detail.
But Holmes, we need to visit the scene of the crime and interview potential witnesses.
And you will do just that and report back to me. I will continue my investigation from here.
I suppose.
All right, it's settled then.
Your table is ready now, gentlemen.
Ah, good. Shall we?
Ah, good to see you again, Dr. Mortimer.
And you as well, Mr. Taylor. I would like you to meet Sir Henry.
Ah, yes, it's a pleasure, sir.
And you as well.
Is Mr. Barrymore about?
I've not seen him most of the day, but I'm sure he is nearby.
But when I called earlier, you said he hasn't left the grounds all day.
Well, yes, sir, I mean his car has been sitting right over there all day long.
But he could have left by other means.
Well, yes, I suppose he could, but why would he?
Dr. Mortimer and Sir Henry, I presume I didn't hear you pull
Mr. Barrymore, where have you been?
Well, inside the house, preparing for Sir Henry's arrival, of course.
And you weren't in London this morning?
London? Certainly not. And you are?
This is Dr. Jack Watson. He has come at my request to look into the death of Sir Charles and to ensure Sir Henry's safety.
Ah, yes, very good, sir. The whole business has had us all on edge as of late, which is something I wanted to talk to you about, Henry. Once you are all settled in, my wife and I intend to move on, I'm afraid.
Well, we will be sorry to see you go, I'm sure.
It's just that we've never really felt at ease here, and what with the recent death of your uncle...
I understand.
Mr. Barrymore, I noticed on the way in that there were several armed men out on the moor. Is that normal?
No, sir. It seems there has recently been an escape from the prison. The Notting Hill murderer somehow got away, and they believe he is hiding out on the moor.
A serial killer is hiding out on the moor?
Indeed.
I see.
Shall we get inside where it is warmer?
And hopefully safer. So, having arrived at the estate, our suspect pool is quickly growing.
Yes, it certainly sounds that way.
Mr. Barrymore's whereabouts were unknown for sure. An escaped serial killer was roaming the moor, and there was still plenty of evidence pointing toward the curse of the Hellhound.
And in any case, Sir Henry seems to be in danger as well.
Indeed.
So, how did you go about investigating these 3 possibilities?
Well, I'm afraid the rest of the story will have to wait, as we are out of time for this week.
Ah, yes, we certainly are. Well, I can't wait to hear what I'm sure will be an exciting conclusion. Tonight's Watson Files adventure was written by Scott Strosahl and was based on an original story by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Spencer Holmes and Dr. Watson were played by Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger. Additional voices were provided by Steve Rimpici, Casey Strosahl, and Stacy Freedy. Until next week, this is Craig Dahlen saying good night from Strobe Studios.
The tears of a forensic scientist.
That's why I should read it beforehand. That's funny. That's legitimately funny. No, don't be ridiculous, Watson.
Actually, that's the best line, is that you don't even realize. No, don't be ridiculous, Watson.
No, I just thought you were avoiding me.
Who says I wasn't?
Well, that was actually your line. I thought you were just comical.
Hey, John, some detectives are looking for you.
Try it again.
That's not the right word at all.
No,
Detectives are looking for a what?
Bugger. Bugger.
If you're going to say that one, it's
Better say bugger, yeah. Okay.